All right, well, let's watch this. Two of our favorite fellows here, Matt Odell, Marty Bent, best Bitcoin timeline, which I completely agree with. All right, this view just got a whole lot better here, so I'll flip the camera around in a sec. Sorry, Odell, I don't want to leave you on that. All right, we got 88 people in here. This is a good sign. So this is Odell. This is talking about exactly what Alien Johnson just said here. Bitcoin doesn't seem to be about separating money and state anymore. It seems like it's about unifying the two. So let's listen to what Odell has to say about this in terms of using Bitcoin as freedom money.
In regards to the pep talk, I think Marty nailed it. I mean, it's really important that we're not complacent. But it's also important that I think people realize that we are in the best Bitcoin timeline. Like if you run through the different timelines we could have ran down, starting as little as 2 years ago, but especially if you go back like 5, 6, 8, 10 years, it's pretty hard to imagine us being in a better situation than we are in right now. So appreciate that, but don't get complacent. We got to keep pushing forward. And then two other pieces here. I mean, I think if it's important for you that Bitcoin is used as freedom money, you should simply use it as freedom money. The tools are available to you today. It's as simple as that. Use the thing. My biggest worry is Bitcoin will be massively successful, which is my expectation right now. But the overwhelming majority of people will not be using it as freedom money. I would like peg it at like 5% or less will use it as freedom money. The cool part is anyone can, and hopefully we blow through that number. But I would say our number one focus should be trying to increase that bottom line number, the amount of people using it as freedom money rather than controlled, surveilled money that is still protects you from debasement, but doesn't really protect you from anything else. And how do we do that? We do that with better tools. We do that with better education. I think that should be the main focus for the ride or dies, increasing that bottom line number of the number of people that are using it as freedom money.
And that is what we try to do here week in and week out, is provide you with the education, the knowledge about the tools that is going to help lift up that.
Pretty jealous he's drinking a beer, not going to lie. For the people who have watched the show here when we're drinking beer, it is quite a bit funner than when we're drinking coffee. But no, he's absolutely right. And I think that this is one thing that I've tried my best to focus on. It's very similar to Odell. I hate sounding like a broken record day in and day out, but it is incredibly important. The most important thing we need to be focused on right now is using Bitcoin as it was designed to be used. Peer-to-peer electronic cash, separating money from state. That's why Bitcoin was designed. And we are kind of in the process. It was bound to happen, though. It was bound to happen where governments, big corporations, and the biggest money in the world is coming after Bitcoin. But as we've been talking about all week on the show, we still hold the majority of this Bitcoin. Between individuals and lost coins, I think we have about 75% of the Bitcoin right now. So it's up to us. They can't print more to debase ours. They can't come to our house and take our Bitcoin if we do it right. But it's up to us. We are going to be tempted to sell this Bitcoin in the very near future. It's going to run up to 1 million. Some people will sell. It's going to run up to 10 million. More people will sell. And they're just going to keep running it up because they have no other option than to get you to sell your Bitcoin. And so it's important that we keep the Bitcoin, but it's just as important that we start using these tools that are available, tools like Zapstream, which we're on right now. And I mean, for a while on this show, we had more people watching on Zapstream than we did in YouTube. And right now we have 85 people watching in YouTube and 3 people watching on Zapstream. And Odell said 5% of people are using Bitcoin as freedom money. And I'm not saying the people on YouTube aren't using it as freedom money, but I just think that that's a perfect indication. 3 out of 90 is about 5%, which is exactly what he said. So just, I'm not going to sit up here and preach about anything, but I do think that everybody here should pay a little less attention to the price of Bitcoin and more attention to actually using these tools that are available to us right now. like Zapstream, like Noster, like Wave Lake that we just started the show with here. It's important. It's very important. So that's shout out to Alien there for pointing that out after a very bearish comment, but it's a good segment there. I think it's incredibly important. And I do see the number rising in Zapstream right now, so thank you for that. And I want to show you again. I know this is the second time showing it, but it is beautiful here this morning.